Please be aware that the comments, views, opinions shared on this podcast are not meant to diagnose a medical problem and/or legal problem. If you do have a medical problem or legal problem, kindly contact a professional.
Welcome to An Apple a Day, a podcast, a resource, a community. Share your experiences and learn from others as we overcome barriers and learn to live a happy, healthy life with a disability. Welcome to the community. Here's your host, Jimmy Apple.
Welcome to another episode of An Apple a Day. I'm your host, Jimmy Apple. How are you today, my friends? An Apple a Day is brought to you by www.famousapple.com. Hey, I want to be the first to say, happy anniversary. That's right. For 1 year, we've been getting together every week. That's right. This is the 1 year anniversary of An Apple a Day. For 1 year, I've been talking to you. For 1 year, you've been listening to me and talking back. We've been going on for 1 year. Can you believe that? Time is gone. It's gone by so fast. I can't believe it. It's been phenomenal. The response that we've gotten. We have thousands of listeners. We have listeners in 43 countries. That's right, 43 countries. There's people in 43 countries that download this podcast weekly, sometimes twice a week, when we do the apple fritter or the slice of the apple. To me, this blows my mind, and I am so happy by it. I am so thankful and grateful for the people that come back weekly and listen. You know, people in the beginning, they said to me, Jimmy, what are you doing? You're going to do a podcast about disability? What's to talk about with disability? You get hurt, you lay in bed, you stay out of work for the rest of your life. The end. No, it's not. That's the ignorant person's idea of what disability is. I'm right? There's so much more to being disabled. There's so much more to disability than just, getting hurt and being stuck in a bed and put off to the side. People just don't realize, and that's the whole idea of this podcast. But what are you going to do? I think the reason that people listen every week here is because we don't come off like we're doctors. If you listen to some of the other podcasts about disability, you have people telling you how to do this and how to do that and what you should be doing. They're not doctors. They're not doctors. Or they're giving you the legal mumbo jumbo, how to get around Social Security disability. They're not lawyers. We tell you right from the front, right in the beginning, that if you have a legal problem or a medical problem, go see a professional. We're not professionals. What we are here at Famous Apple and at the Apple a Day podcast, we're people that have been through the disability process. We're people that are actually disabled. And what we're doing is we're sharing our experiences with others so that it'll make your experience in the disability web a little bit easier. I know there's a lot of things that I learned along the way that I had to learn the hard way. I wish I had somebody or something that could tell me, this is what I did to get through with Social Security. I had to wing it. I had to wing it going through, and it was a scary process. Honestly, it was. And each step that I took was nerve-wracking. Because what you're looking at is you work. You worked. Here in my case, I worked every day. I never even took a sick day. My wife told everyone that she could that I was a workaholic. And maybe that was true. But I enjoyed working. I took pride in supporting my family. I took pride in my job. I was on an upward spiral in my job. I was making more money than other people my age. But that's because I was responsible for the job I was doing and in the job I was doing. But when I got hurt, all of a sudden, I went from making a really nice salary down to workers' comp where they were paying me $150 every week. How do you survive on that? That didn't even pay my rent on my apartment. And it was just all nerve-wracking. And there was things that I thought about doing, like talking to my landlord and renegotiating my rent and stuff like that. But I never heard of anyone else ever doing this. So I was scared to even do that. I was afraid of getting thrown out in the street. Thankfully, my wife was working. But, I mean, we were making it just barely week to week. So, but there's things that I learned along the way, like little tips and tricks. Nothing illegal, but there was things out there for me that no one ever told me about. I had to find on my own. Now that I have that in my, behind me, I'd like to share that with others so that they know, so that they don't have to go through the hard times that we went through. I mean, there was times that we were looking at, how are we going to pay the rent? The electric bill is due and the rent is due all at the same time in 1 week. How are we going to do it? But we came through, and those are the things that we share through the podcast here. But people didn't see that. People thought we were just going to talk about, oh, you got hurt and you're sick, and there's so much more to being disabled that people just don't realize. And I don't know, they never think about until it happens to them. But here we are, a year later, and we're still talking about it. We're still giving tips and tricks. And the good thing about it is people write in and they're giving us their experiences. And we're actually able to answer some questions for people and help them personally through it. And like I said, when we're not sure if the answers that we're giving you are right, we always suggest you go to a doctor or to an attorney. We're never going to tell you, quit doing what you're doing and start doing this. That's not us. We're not doctors. We're not lawyers. We're just friends. And that's what the whole premise of this podcast is. We're friends. We're friends helping friends. So I am so glad that you found us. I'm so glad that you're here every week. And I look forward to spending a lot more time with you. I truly am looking forward to it. All right, let's move on here. I got a couple of letters. This first one is a doozy. This first one's from Captain Kirk, and he writes, he's from the Starship Enterprise, and this is a warning to Jimmy Apple that he's firing a rocket towards Uranus, and he's about to enter your atmosphere and probe Uranus, since he can't find any intelligent life forms in the podcast atmosphere. Signed, Captain Kirk. Oh, what? Sometimes I just enjoy reading the letters. And I don't know if they can get them like that. That's classic. That one, I printed it out. I'm going to hang that on the wall in the den here. Oh, what can I say? Someone beam him up or something. Beam him back to the institution. Okay, Captain Kirk. I have no answer for you, but okay. Go for it, I guess. Hey. And this next letter comes from Angela in Poughkeepsie, New York. I've been looking for ways to try and read this, but it's kind of filled with a lot of cuss words, so I'm going to paraphrase it for you. She's disabled. She got hurt at work, and she's out permanently on disability. She receives monthly payments from Social Security disability, and she has a brother who is a heroin addict who is constantly in and out of the hospital. He's overdosed several times, and she's trying to get him onto disability so that he can go into a treatment program and receive a monthly check, because she believes being a heroin addict is a disability. And she doesn't like the things that I've said in the past. She listens every week, but she doesn't like the things that I've said in the past about junkies. But she doesn't like the word junkie either. He's an addict. And addictions, in her opinion, is a disability. It's a disease. Well, okay, Angela, I guess in your opinion, it's a disease. In my opinion, it's not. So, different opinions. That's what makes the world go round. You can say all you want that it's a disability, but to say that is not fair to the people who are truly disabled. Your brother's problem is self-inflicted. Your problem wasn't self-inflicted. You got hurt doing a job. You got hurt working. You're a responsible person. You're a responsible member of society. You're out there working. I'm sorry to say this. Your brother's not. Your brother's out there. Where he gets his money for his drugs, I don't know. That's his business. Unless it affects other people, then it becomes law enforcement's business. But he's out there shooting up heroin. That doesn't make him a productive part of society. Not in my eyes. Why should he receive Social Security disability? I don't even see why he should be receiving welfare, because he seems to be a healthy young man, other than the fact that he wakes up every morning and shoots himself up. This is self-inflicted. That's like saying someone that goes out and shoots themselves in the head is a victim of a crime. No, they're not. It's self-inflicted. I have no sympathy, zero sympathy for junkies and drunks, because it doesn't just happen. It doesn't happen out of nature. This is something that they go out, they make a conscious decision to go out and stick a needle in their arm and shoot something into their arm that they don't even know what the hell they're shooting in there. And then they sit back and they wait. And they're in la-la land for an hour or two. And then all of a sudden they have to go out and get more. And this is how they spend their day, in some kind of alternate world, while the rest of us trudge through through reality. No. And then you're going to tell me he's disabled? He's a moron. That's the only way I can put it. I'm sorry, I don't mean to upset you or insult you. But he's a moron, don't you think? Anyone that takes something that they buy off somebody in an alleyway in a plastic bag, put it in a spoon, heat it up, put it into a dirty needle, and stick that dirty needle into their vein and inject that stuff into them. Again, that they don't know what it is actually. That doesn't make them a Rhodes Scholar. That makes them a moron. Wouldn't you agree? If somebody walked up to you and said, "Can I have something to eat?" and you gave them a piece of rat poison, but they didn't know it, and they ate it, wouldn't that make them a moron? Even if they came back to you and said, "Ooh, can I have some more of that?" That would make them a bigger moron. I have no sympathy for junkies and drug addicts. I have no sympathy for alcoholics. I think it's crazy that society pays for Narcan to give these guys for free when they overdose. Yet, they make cancer patients pay for cancer drugs. They make diabetics pay for insulin, and they make them pay for needles. Yet, they do needle exchanges with these junkies for free. Where's the justice here? The diabetic didn't do anything to get the diabetes. The cancer patient didn't do anything to get the cancer. They didn't go out and do something to make them feel better and end up with cancer by it. But the junkie went out and he decided, "I'm going to try this. I'm going to get high." And then he liked it. And then he kept on doing it. And now he's addicted to getting high. Whose problem is that? It's not society's. It's the junkie's problem. It's the junkie's family's problem. It's not society's problem. It's definitely not Social Security's problem. And I really don't want to even see him get welfare. Or Medicaid, for that matter. This isn't something that, welfare and Medicaid is for when you need a step up. You need a hand up. You can give him welfare and Medicaid, and you can give him a hand up, and he's gonna take that hand up because he wants some money and he needs some medical treatments, but he's gonna slap that hand and go right back to what he's doing. No, I'm sorry. I don't see addictions as being a disease. I see it as being self-imposed, self-inflicted, and I see it as being weak-minded. Yeah, you want to do something that's going to make you feel good. Escape reality. You know what? Too many people want to escape reality. Why should they get a chance to escape reality? Well, the rest of us have to trudge through it. Sorry, Angela. I don't agree with you. All right. If you want to send me an email and give us your view on a certain subject, you can do so by sending it to admin. That's ADMIN @famousapple.com. That's admin @famousapple.com. Or you can just leave a comment in the box below here. So send me an email. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what your opinion is. And if you have a question or a comment, just send it along. And we'll put it out here on the podcast too. All right, let's take a bit of a break here, just a 30-second break. And when we come back on the other side, we're going to discuss holiday dinners. Yes, that's right. Holiday dinners. Gotta love eating. All right, so we'll see you in 30 seconds. A mere shake of a lamb's tail. See you on the other side. An Apple a Day is brought to you by www.famousapple.com. Famousapple.com is the home site for this podcast. There you're going to find articles about the topics we discussed. You're going to find our connections to our Facebook page. And you're even going to find connections to our private chat board. So take a minute, go over, visit www.famousapple.com. But please wait till the end of this podcast. Don't run out on me now. Let's get back to the discussion. And we're back. Okay, admit it. You missed me, right? Go ahead. Say you missed me. You lying son of a Brooklyn Bridge. Tell me you missed me. I know you did. I missed you too. So, next week, next Thursday is Thanksgiving, Turkey Day, the day that we sit and eat like pigs. Okay, here's the deal though. Being disabled, we can't exercise like we used to. And the last thing we need to do is pack on all these additional pounds. Now, I'm not saying don't feast out, don't pig out. But just be careful what you're eating. Watch your carbs, okay? Especially diabetics. Watch your carbs, all right? You don't want to pack on the pounds. You don't want to put on too much that you can't handle it. Because you got to remember, our lives are more sedentary than they are active anymore. And because of that, we tend to grow in the middle. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for ways to say it nicely, but we tend to get fat. That's the only way I can say it. And we just have to watch that, all right? Because they say, all these new studies out there, we have to sit. We're not as active as we used to be. And sitting, a less active lifestyle, is just as dangerous for the body as smoking. Yes, it's true. Look it up. So just watch it. I mean, have a great time. Eat, and be merry. And, you're on medication, watch the alcohol. All medication usually says don't take with alcohol. So if you can stay away from the alcohol, do it. It's to your benefit. Now, the one thing I want to talk about with dinners and family dinners and get-togethers is our attitude at the table. And you're saying, what kind of attitude do we have? When we get together with big groups of people, a lot of times people haven't seen us in a while, and they know we're disabled, and they'll say, oh, how you feeling? And, they feel obligated to ask us. Now, we've talked about this before. And you don't want to make yourself look like the invalid. You're better off making yourself look like, hey, I'm still me. I'm still able to joke around. Don't make people walk around you on eggshells. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the day. Let other people around you enjoy the day. Laugh. Don't act like, you're down in the dumps. Even if you are, bring yourself up for the day. It'll be great for you. Smile a little bit. Laugh a little bit. You'll see how good you feel. But don't try to bring others down. And, some people look for attention. Good, bad, or indifferent, they look for attention. Believe me, having people pat you on the back and say, oh, poor you, that's not good attention. That's not. Let them look at you and say, wow, you're really doing good. I always say it. I would rather someone come in and say, Jimmy, you're doing good, or not even say anything at all. I'd rather them later on say to somebody else, I can't believe how well he's doing in the wheelchair and everything. I don't want somebody to say, oh, poor you. I don't ever want somebody to say, oh, poor me. That's just the way I am. I like to sit down at the table and let people talk to me like they always talked to me before I got sick. I want to joke with people. I want people to joke with me. Keep it light. Enjoy yourself. For whatever time you're at the table, whatever time you're with your family, forget for a while that you're disabled. All right, you're going to know what your limitations are, but forget it for a while. Just know what your limitations are. Enjoy yourself. It's okay to enjoy yourself. You don't have to be sad all the time. Get yourself comfortable and enjoy yourself. Enjoy the holiday. Enjoy your families. Okay? I just wanted to say that. I wanted to make sure that you know it's okay to be happy. It's definitely okay to be happy. Too many times people with disabilities feel like they're obligated to be sad, to be miserable, for lack of a better word. Look, it's okay to be happy. You can still find joy in life. Maybe you've lost eyesight, but you can still laugh. If you can't laugh, life just becomes even worse. I've told you, I'm missing a leg. I can't walk. I've had strokes. I've had heart attacks. I'm stuck in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. But you want to know something? I can still laugh at a fart joke. I still find them funny. Yeah, it's okay to laugh. It's okay to be fun. It's okay to let your hair down. Have fun. That's the important part. Yeah, you're with family. It's the holiday time. Enjoy yourself. Please, for your sake, enjoy yourself. Okay? All right, listen, we're going to probably be a day early next week. We'll probably publish on Wednesday. So look for us on Wednesday. And I want to just say happy anniversary. And thank you. Thank you so much for being part of this podcast. Thank you so much for being part of our community. Thank you so much for coming back week after week. I don't know what else to say, but thank you. And remember this, things can always be worse. Right now, somebody's striving. Somebody is wishing to be in your position. So things can always be worse, my friends. Okay? Have a great weekend. Celebrate our anniversary. Celebrate. It's a year. And I'll talk to you next week. Have a great weekend. This is Jimmy Apple, and you're listening to An Apple a Day.
Thanks for listening to An Apple a Day with Jimmy Apple, your gateway to a happy, healthy life. Join our community at www.famousapple.com. See you next time.